The next awardee is James Robert Harris, and the citation is for his contributions to the development, improvement, and implementation of modern structural codes and standards, and is a principal in the design and restoration of many signature buildings. Mr. Harris is president of J.R. Harris and Company in Denver, Colorado. He earned master's and doctoral degrees in civil engineering at Illinois. Mr. Harris has designed or evaluated hundreds of structures ranging from dwellings to high-rise buildings, as well as industrial facilities, long-span bridges, excavation bracing, and foundations. His contributions to the standardization and adoption of earthquake-resistant design have been visionary and far-reaching. He was instrumental in the development of a key publication entitled Recommended Provisions for Development of Seismic Regulations for New Buildings and Other Structures, produced for the Buildings Seismic Safety Council, National Earthquake Hazard Reduction Program. I think this has come to play in recent times because of all the earthquakes in the world. I think Emma knows something about that these days. Because of his experience, this is James Harris' experience, with structures subjected to extreme events, Mr. Harris was selected for service on the national team that investigated damage sustained by the Pentagon during the September 11, 2001 terrorist attack. He's the author or co-author of more than 35 major documents, all serving to improve practice. Last year, our Department of Civil and Environmental Engineering selected Mr. Harris to receive their Distinguished Alumni Award. And it is our turn in the college today to ask Dr. James Robert Harris to come to the stage to accept the college's Alumni Award for Distinguished Service.
Well, it's hard to accept this award because I know the tradition of great excellence of all of the people who've been honored. I'm truly humbled to be put in that crowd. I find it just plainly difficult. There is a huge tradition of excellence out of the engineering here at Illinois, which holds, I think, outstanding promise for the future. As the Dean mentioned, the recent earthquakes in Haiti and Chile show that it's not easy to build a disaster-resistant society. It's a big challenge, and it takes all kinds of engineering working together. We've made tremendous strides over the years, contributed to greatly by the University of Illinois. If I just trace it from the man for whom the civil engineering building is named, Nathan Newmark, who was head of the department in my early days, to Amr al-Nashai, who's here now. Illinois is a key place for earthquake engineering out here in the middle of the flatland. And it I think, clarifies your thoughts here, all right? That tradition is well recognized in the parts of the world where earthquakes are a big threat. And there used to be jokes about how in California, the Northern Californians and the Southern Californians don't necessarily see things the same way, and they argue a lot. And they don't think anyone east of the Sierra Nevada really knows anything about earthquake engineering, but they make an exception for Illinois. They really do, and it's an important exception. Well, I would just like to once again say I'm truly honored and humbled to be in this company. I want to express some special thanks to an Illini who isn't here today. He was my advisor when I showed up here, Professor Richard N. Wright, who then lured me to the East Coast to work for a while for what was in the National Bureau of Standards. But he opened my eyes to how one can work to improve engineering as a whole by working in standards. And that has turned out to be a lifelong avocation I noted many of you students today here are members of Engineers Without Borders, and I encourage you to continue on as you leave here to pursue further work with Engineers Without Borders and other organizations and societies that take engineering and put it to good practice. And lastly, I want to acknowledge that I wouldn't be any of these things that I am today without the long-term help of my wife, Karen. Thank you very much.